City Matters.
Welcome back here to hmTv and the Fog of War and Humanity. I'm your host, Richard Acritelli. To my left, we have Chad Lennon coming back for our fourth episode here today. Chad had the unbelievable experience, follow through, planning, organization, logistics, everything that you could say in handling his most recent endeavor to support veterans that are going through PTSD, going through some hard times, after they come home and after their time in the service. How could you describe what was just reported on News 12, on Channel 5, New York Newsday, along with all the local newspapers? How would you be able to describe to the people what that event was?
Sure. So we did a 66-mile hike from Orient Fire Department to Armed Forces Plaza in Hauppauge. We went straight through in 25 hours, no sleep. We had a few stops, 20 to 40 minutes, I think was the longest one. And I carried the American flag and SAR flag along with other folks because the SAR flag, Veteran Suicide Awareness and Remembrance, that flag that went across the county was then raised on its own pole. So everyone can see that Suffolk County recognizes the veteran suicide epidemic and that we're here to help and we're taking it serious.
Wow. Now, what was some of the planning that went into that?
Sure. So it was, I knew we were going, well, let me step back. Before we voted to approve for the flag to fly on its own pole, I said, with the passage of this bill, I'm going to walk 66 miles. The reason I did that is because I wanted to walk a long distance, put myself through physical pain to show that the physical pain is kind of like what some people may be going through mentally. So you may not see the pain people are in mentally, but maybe you see the pain a little bit more of someone physically. And it was, I want to get to Armed Forces Plaza at a certain point. I don't want to get there at 6 o'clock at night or 3 in the afternoon, a little earlier so we can have a nice ceremony. And it just worked out with the time-space distance of 66 miles from Orient, which is really the end of the North Fork.
Sure, yeah.
And it just worked out that way.
Yeah, you're almost in New England, right? You're
a
ways out there. Now, did you do anything to get yourself into shape for this, or?
So I want to say that I trained, but I really didn't. I put on a 22-pound vest and went out and walked for 2 hours as fast as I could, as long as I could twice. That's what I did for that. I did some weight training, but that was it. I never really had the opportunity to go, I'm going to take 3 hours and just walk. It was 2 hours. But with all the responsibilities that I have, I couldn't take that time.
Yeah, but you're in good shape from the Marine Corps. You're probably doing a little MMA as well, right? You're running after your kids, right?
Yeah.
Right? You're on your feet all the time. So you're probably in better shape than you.
But you know what it is too? Right? It's people have asked, how about it? Physical part is easy, but your mind's going to break before your body does. It's all mental. Yeah. To sit there and go, hey, I'm in pain, but I don't care. I'm still going. And I think that's what a lot of us did at the same time of going, individually, I'm in pain, but I'm still going. I'm not stopping. And look at all of us coming together. As if they're still going, I'm still going.
How many people were out there with you?
So we had 5 that did the whole 66, but we probably had in the range of 30, 35 people who did 20, 30, 40
They jumped
miles
in and then they pulled out, right? Okay, which is good.
But you know what was great is there were so many people who were like, I've never gone this distance before. Yeah. This is my personal record. We had...
if you do this again...
Oh yeah, people
I'm going to
were
see
like,
if I could do a little bit more with you, right?
People were saying, when you do this next year, I'm like, we're not even done right now. What do you mean next year? Yeah. But we had Billy Richards is an ultra runner. He did 100-mile runs in the last 5 weekends, came out. But he's like, I'm carrying 45 pounds. He's like, the most I did was 50 miles. He did his personal record.
Wow.
People in my office did their personal record. There was a 10-year-old boy who did 30 miles with us.
Wow.
Just amazing.
Unbelievable. Why was he out there? Was it with his family? Or?
So his brother was walking with us. His brother's a Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps Reserves. He just started walking and said, I'm keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to start this. I'm going to finish it. He carried the flag a few times. And in the end, he did a total of 30 miles and he's 10 years old.
That's a tough little kid right there. Right?
It's amazing.
Right? It's amazing.
My people in my office, one of my staff members did 13 miles is the most they've ever done, did 30. A friend of mine, the most he ever did was 6. He did 30. And there's just so many of those stories in there. And I think that's what it is everyone pushed themselves.
Wow.
We all pushed each other.
Now, did you raise any money in terms of, did you have some supporters? No, but was there other groups that were kind of tied to you?
There were groups there. So people are asking me, who can I give money to? I'm like, I can't do that because of a legislator.
Sure.
But look up organizations and find what you like. But we had Pause of War out there, American Legion, VFW, Team RWB.
Pause of War, did they walk with the dogs at some paces, some spots?
No, but we had individuals that support Pause of War, that work for Pause of War, that were there. Warrior Ranch, Coast Guard was there. Obviously, Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force. It was just so many folks out there.
And when you walked, was it on the road or was it on the grass or a combination of both?
We went Route 25, 25A, 347. Tried to go on the sidewalk sometimes, but the sidewalks weren't the best. Plus, you had overgrowth, so we stayed to the side of the road.
Okay.
Big thank you to Suffolk County Highway Patrol.
More consistent pavement for you?
Yes, and it's less a chance of somebody tripping and getting hurt. Thank you again. Suffolk County Highway Patrol came out. They had a lead and a rear vehicle. The Army recruiters came out with one of their vans. We put a bunch of stuff in there. People,
and that's for your protection a little bit too, and those around you, right?
Especially once we got into like Riverhead, Calverton, Wading River area at night. Very dark, very windy, not
very
a lot
busy
of lights,
too, right?
And especially on a Saturday night with the vineyards out there, you never know who's out driving. So, but everyone made it through safely.
So now you start in Orient at what time?
We started 9 a.m. on Saturday.
Okay. So now, what's the length that you go on Saturday itself there? How many hours do you walk for?
Oh, we never stopped. The only stop we did was different checkpoints to change your socks, use the bathroom, have something to eat, have something to drink, an opportunity for people to jump in and jump out. So the first leg was 6 miles. It was one of the shorter legs, just because it gave an opportunity for people to start with us and do some. And then we started to step it out at about 9 miles.
So where does that take you? Like just west of Greenport then?
It was a 7-Eleven right there. Then we went to a 7-Eleven in Cutchogue, Hauppauge Farm. We went out to J&R's in Calverton.
Did they give you guys drinks? Did the owners come out and say, or did they just not know what was going on?
They're like, what's going on out here? And then they kind of saw what we were doing. But we didn't want to be in the way of anyone. We stayed to the side just because it was more open areas. But people were great.
And you weren't going to be there for that long because you wanted to get to Hauppauge by a certain time.
And we didn't want to wait too long because if you sat there, I don't want anyone's muscles and bodies seizing up.
Yeah.
You know, especially at the end when you're limping to start, you know, you're sore to begin with and you just got to go. And then you warm up and then you're a little better off.
So you didn't spend the night sleeping anywhere?
No.
So what was the toughest time?
Midnight. Because your circadian rhythm starts slowing down. It's dark. Your body starts thinking to itself, it's nighttime, I'm supposed to sleep. You've been going literally all day, pretty much nonstop. Your feet sore, knees, hips, back, everything. You're not eating meals. Nobody ate a meal because you can't really eat like at J&R Steakhouse. You can't eat a steak and
can't get a steak sandwich and hit the road, right?
So yeah, you're dehydrated, you're hungry, you're tired, you're sore, but you just keep going.
What do you do to prepare yourself? It's tough to prepare yourself, right? Because there's a lot of unknowns.
It's just
Did you try to get a lot of rest for a couple of days up until that point, or
not really? I ate a big bowl of pasta the night before. Got 8 hours of sleep the night before. Tried not to do too much on Friday, but otherwise, no. You got to work, got to do things, and you put.
Plus, you got to organize that event too, right? You're part of it, right? So
yeah. So it's just putting in yourself in the mentality of, I know what I'm about to step into. It's going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to be dehydrated. I'm going to be hungry. All that. So what? Just keep going.
Now, sitting here today, what is the reminders? Because you just did this. Mm-hmm. What are the physical or mental reminders that you have?
So got a blister on each heel. So today's the first day I put sneakers on instead of flip-flops. Okay. But they're doing a lot better. My left knee was pretty jacked up. I couldn't bend it too much for about a day or two, but that's a lot better. I can go down the stairs like an adult, not a 5-year-old, or 2 steps per step. But yeah, just getting back there now and recovering and get back to what I got to do.
Wow. What was the feeling? When did you guys know you were in the home stretch? Which town where you started looking at each other and said, all right, we're going to get here at a good time. We're going to make it.
So we're
going to do it together.
We pushed on the front end because I knew if you fall behind to begin with, you're just playing catch up the entire time, and mentally that's a tough thing to overcome for some folks. So we pushed at the beginning. So we knew, okay, it's a little easier now, and I knew you're going to slow down as you get to the second half of it. So once we got to about Mount Sinai, Miller Place, it's like, all right, couple more legs. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. And especially when we were at the McDonald's in Setauket, that was the last stop before we got to the last rally point. We had more time. Was, all right, this is it. One more leg where it's just us. Then we're going to get to the next leg where people will meet us, and it's going to be so nice because we know we're going to go slower. Plus, when people rally up for you, like we had, you don't feel anything anymore. You're let's just walk. We're good.
And you end up going down 347. You're over by Blindberg Park, right?
Yes.
The county buildings come in. Which way do you go in? Do you take the most direct route to like the front of the building? Because that's a pretty impressive building. Mm-hmm. You have the 9/11 memorial.
Yes.
I think you have the Korean War and Vietnam, and there's a female war memorial out there, I think, with the nurses.
Yes.
Do you cut through there, or do you walk down and make a left turn?
So we were on 347. PD came out, let us cross 347. They were sure it was safe for us. We stay in the left lane. Then we get to the light where Blydenburg's on our right. We all make that left. We go up, and then we make a left to go into the parking area and come around to Armed Forces Plaza, and that's where we ended off.
The police officers that were with you, did they have the one cop or two cops there, or did they switch on and off?
It was shifts. They had three shifts of officers come in and out with us.
Did you know any of those police officers?
No, but I think I got everyone. I wanted to say thank you to them because I know it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, all they did was they're going 3 miles an hour in their car for 8 hours.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And they're keeping an eye on traffic and stuff that's happening, right? Because you don't know what's happening in those areas too, right?
Yeah, Riverhead PD came out. A ton of fire departments, EMS, EMT came out, honking for us and everything. That was awesome. People stopped by, watching, clapping for us, honking in their cars. There was so much support from people. It was awesome.
A lot of people in those towns end up coming out and cheering for you.
They were. We had a bunch of American flags out there. We had active duty Army soldiers. We had veterans. There's so many people out there. I mean, you can see what kind of crowd was going. We had American flags, SAR flags, some folks in uniform, shirts representing veteran organizations, and it was great to see folks supporting that. They
always say how divisive it is, right, in terms of politics and the different political parties and this and that. At that point, nobody was saying, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat, I'm a conservative or independent.
No, and
just American citizens out there watching people do a good thing.
And what's great is when we did the ceremony, I spoke, and so did Assemblyman Steve Stern. He's a Democrat. And we both did the same thing. It's not a partisan issue. Veterans should never be a partisan issue. So I think it was great. And I thank him for coming out and speaking. And we showed somebody more on the right politically, someone more on the left politically, came together. That's what it should be.
Yeah. And you guys got something done, which is incredibly special. I mean, you've done a lot of things, right? This is going to be one of the top, in terms of, it's boots on the ground. You're walking, the physical, the mental, and it gets the word out that people say, all right, well, what was that story? What were those guys doing?
And it doesn't end here.
Yeah. And it's an important thing because these, members of the armed forces have to be taken care of, right? You can't forget about them.
You don't just train men and equip for folks to go to combat.
Yeah.
You are required to take care of them when they come home. And we have not done enough of that.
And what do they call that? That now the veterans are able to make that withdrawal, right? The deposit is the service, the time in uniform, the sacrifices. The withdrawal has got to be what the people and the government are willing to do to support them.
And you tell everyone, we're going to take care of you when you come home. Got to follow through on that.
Got to follow through on that. So, all right, Chad, listen, thank you very much for coming down. Chad Lennon, hopefully he'll get in for a second term. County legislature. He's got a lot of great things that he's done. He really represents that newer veterans class of politician who served in the military and almost years after service is using that experience to be a very strong public servant. Good luck to Chad, and thank you for being here on the Fog of War and Humanity here on hmTv.